I mean, the NBA has been a hailstorm of what the heck do you want from me? And what are they going to do next? Because there has to be a lot of moves happening in the background. The focus right now is ATL. ATL. All you young guys don't know what I'm talking about, but all the older guys know what I'm talking about. The crunk time, the crunk music of Atlanta has returned, and this is one that I'm scratching my head on, whatever hair I have left. Jonathan Kuminga, y'all get the trade in a second. The Hawks have declined his team option. Okay? All right, let's start there. Okay? Let's start there. I gotta give these guys headaches. I don't know what the NBA's doing. Call me up, please. All right? I'm the scouter of scouters, okay? Let's go. Go ahead and check my Jean Moran video. By the way, I just did that one, okay? I'm gonna keep you abreast because I love this stuff, okay? This is leisure to me. I don't do TV. I do YouTube or some type of social media. Andrew Wiggins was moved over to the Aaron Wiggins was reportedly moved over to the Hawks. Okay, that's reportedly the move that has happened. They added, I thought it was the old Carter, but this is his son. So there's another Carter too. I think he's on Orlando or whatever. But his son is Devin Carter. Came off an ACL injury. Guy's actually a tremendous talent, guys. So they add on Kingston Flemings, and then they got this man, Devin Carter. I like it. I really do. I think Devin Carter's a good pickup, but then team option on Kuminga was denied. Hawks traded for this guy. This is the Aaron Wiggins trade. They're like, okay, he can fulfill the void. Wiggins has been a great shooter. He helps space the floor with Jalen Johnson. I guess they see a future with him as a starter. But I'm telling you, in this NBA, you need two big dogs. CJ McCollum was re-signed for 1 year. Now let's take a peek at the roster. But I'm lost to who else is out there. And why the heck in George would you let Jonathan Kuminga down after making, I think, some very nice additions to the team? All right? Let's go ahead and look at the roster for the Atlanta Hawks. You got to make sense of what's out there and keep what you got. They got you to the playoffs, man. Jesus Christ. Let's look at the roster real quick. Unless they feel there's a future with Ricochet, who I think can be a good bench, poor man's Klay Thompson, a very poor man's at this point. They got to trade him into it, but he was a first-round pick. He hasn't really, he's shown some flashes, but not enough, obviously, for first-round pick. But he has a small forward. Jalen Johnson is a small forward of the future. McCollum is the point guard, but Flemings is still there. That's why he signed that 1-year deal to kind of coach up Flemings. Dyson Daniels, one of the better defenders. People love him a lot, but I'm sorry, Dyson. I love you, but I'll be honest with you. Good piece. But at times I say, okay, I'm not sure you're a star in the NBA with the talent out there. Like a Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on the other side of him. Oneko Nigwa has approved himself every freaking year as a bulldozer power forward. He's good enough, but if there's something better, I would definitely go get it. I think he definitely needs to be part of the team, of course. But at power forward center, I mean, he is what they have right now. Buddy Hield is there at shooting guard, a good vet now. Nick Alexander had a tremendous season. I bet they're banking on this, on Nicky Alexander, okay? But I'll be honest, tremendous season from the boy from Maryland. I've been following for a long time. He came out as a potential star, by the way, guys. You didn't know that. Dog of a scorer. Finally has been given the green light, aka I call it any NBA player that goes to a team where he gets to shoot it up, they can be successful. Example, Michael Porter Jr. But I'm not sure he's a starter. I'm sorry, I just gotta be honest. So already you see it's clogged up. Are you noticing that? Do you see the clog already? Because you got Daniels, you got Alexander, you got Ricochet. All right, so where's the movement? Buddy's gonna play sparingly. I Asa Noel's, there as a team member. If he got some time, it would be, be better for him to get a bigger contract. Guy is just coming in, getting his feet wet. A young African can block shots, of course. They're very good at defense. You got Corey Kispert, who wants an opportunity at small forward. He can shoot the shit out of the ball if given the opportunity, moved around. Look for him. If he gets a chance, you'll see a VJ. VJ was his teammate. Very similar if he gets the time. I'm not sure they got time for him. That's the problem with this NBA. Aaron Wiggins comes in at another guard forward position. Then you got Zuby Ejiofor, who I think is an exciting, a skinnier version of Oneko Okogu. But will be a bench player. Keyshawn Gilbert is here. Christian Koloko at center. Keaton Wallace at point guard. Ray J. Dennis trying to make a name for himself. Not sure, brother, with Kingston Fleming's there. How it turns out. They're a little bit guard heavy there. Devin becomes the third guard. I'm sorry. Not sure where we place him. Henry Vass is there, center. So it'll be a battle for who's going to possibly start. He may get the opportunity. 7-1. And then Kingston Fleming's their big draft pick who's going to learn from McCollum in the first year. Maybe, again, probably coming off the bench. So there is a log jam. I agree. However, there isn't another talent there, even though I respect McCollum. I know he can drop 50 on you, that can match up to Jalen Johnson. They had that with Kuminga. I love the Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady potential situations. I love Jalen Green and your boy Brooks. I like the tandems, a big dog tandems. I think they lost that. They don't realize they've lost that. I would have signed that option in a heartbeat with Kuminga. That gave you that opportunity. I understand the lane's not going to be freed up. Those two, they were learning to play with each other, but that was enough balls to go around for them to, for sure. McCollum would have to take a step back. I know he likes to ball hog it a little bit, okay? He would have to take a step back. He knows he's going to take a step back. He's signed a 1-year deal, okay? And he could be trade bait. Are they trying to get into the Jaylen Brown conversation? I don't even know if they're at the cap space, okay? That may be the only thing I can think of. But for me, on the cheap, that Kuminga is $46 million over 2 years. I think the Atlanta Hawks made one of the dumbest decisions out there, unless Kuminga requested that he hit free agency and see what his net worth would be. All right? That's the only thing I can think of. When you look at the Atlanta Hawks last year through the playoffs, I don't want to use, and they didn't use him correctly. I think the gameplay with Kuminga is a little bit of small ball. You could do big ball, but a little bit of small ball. I would have had, if I go back, let me show you how I would have done it. Okay. It's two options. That's why I said Dyson may be a bench player. Kuminga and Johnson are fast enough to guard 2 through 4. And tall enough. Of course, one they can guard the one once in a while. Okay. I would have thrown Johnson at the 3 or 4, Kuminga at the 3 or 4. They were both been playing together. I would start to bring in Flemings at the 1, even with McCollum there. I know he bona fidely made this thing. He made this team happen last year. But remember his age. Remember where they want to go. They want titles. Okay. So, love McCollum, but, it just didn't happen last year. And he's more, to me, he's a dynamite 6-man. All right? Can you imagine him, Shea, and Daniels coming off the bench? Be kind of fun to watch how much damage they could cause. Maybe, and then add on Nick Alexander. The center position, they finally added a big. Avasa is there. 5. Flemings, okay? You could do, I was going to say, for the sake of argument, it's going to be Nick Alexander Walker, but he'd probably fight it. Flemings, you go small ball. McCollum, Kuminga, Johnson, Vasa, all right, but it more than likely would be. I don't want to disrespect my boy. He's a dog. He's good, guys. I'm telling you, what a year for him at 25 years old, 15 points and 7 rebounds. Vasa's not taking a spot, to be honest with you. Let me not disrespect my boy Nikwe. What a season, and he's proven himself. Onikwe at the center, and I think that's a good starting lineup in the NBA. I really do. Coming off the bench, then you bring in this is why I like CJ McCollum as the backup. But here goes the depth they got. Devin Carter at the 1 to back up either Flemings or McCollum. Risa Shea at the small forward. Daniels at the 2. Okay. Now, here goes the issue. In spot where they jacked up, they got Wiggins and Nick Alexander Walker. Okay. They're top heavy. There's no minutes. They mess themselves up. I would go Okafor at the 4, but then you got Crispert, Wiggins, Alexander, all at the small forward, along with Risa Shea, along with Dyson. So they got top heavy, but top heavy with what is my big question to you. You're looking at the output of Nick Alexander Walker and going, we can't let that go. He's been great for us. Fine, got it. He's really a 2, but we'll have to play a 3. Wiggins is a 3-point shooter. He gets to spread the floor. But he's spreading the floor for a guy like Jalen Johnson, who's not going to play all game. Right? So you need the 2-headed monster to allow him to be able to spread. And that's where Kuminga would come in. I think they lost that for now. Not sure if they're going to be able to re-sign him. All right? Yes, there's going to be people unhappy with their minutes on his team. But they're pretty, like most NBA freaking teams, they're stacked. Okay? They're stacked. All right? Are they championship stacked? I don't think so. And without Kuminga, it gets even worse, in my opinion. All right? Without Jonathan Kuminga, it gets even worse. Now, let me just read something real quick before I let this go. Are they going to, Kuminga could re-sign with Atlanta. I think he can, right? Of course. Kuminga can re-sign with Atlanta. So they got faith in. So that second unit is really key, right? So you got Devin Carter. I would go Risa Shea. I would go maybe Nick Alexander Walker, 2-3. Okay. All right. Yeah. Devin, Nick, Risa Shea, and then Okafor could come in a little bit. Center wise, Vassar. But then who's left out? Well, who's left out of the scenario is Dyson Daniels. Okay. 24.3. Okay. So I guess they're going to let him hit open market. And we'll see where it goes. The Suns and the Suns, yo, let me tell you something, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Ha! Because they just got Miles. But let me tell y'all something. The Suns' personnel management is not effing around. Much respect to him. Seriously. Can you imagine him going there? They would be scary. They got size. Folks, I don't even want to think about it. Devin would catapult. He would have so many weapons now on that squad. Okay? Because Kuminga is 6'9", 6'10". All right? I know he's 6'7", but I'm less than 6'8", 6'9". All right? 6'8", 6'9" guy. Long. Can do it all. Has to have minutes, though, to feel comfortable. Has to have minutes. If he doesn't, he's not going to be good. Okay? All right? Jersey, stand up. St. Pat's. I'm with you. Elizabeth. I'm from Elizabeth, brother. All right? So, actually, I know him. So, Eastwick. So, we gotta really look at ourselves and think, Atlanta, opportunity to get. I would have the weapons. All right? I like a lot of weapons. I understand it's not a lot of minutes, but other thing I understand is the damn NBA and somebody gonna get injured. Sorry, I gotta say that. I gotta be honest now. Somebody gonna get injured. I need a backup to a backup to a backup. Sometimes teams gotta do that, y'all. I'm sorry. I know it sucks. There's a couple draft picks this year that I said I feel sorry for them. They could have played somewhere else, but the teams are going. I need a backup to a backup. Like no offense, I got Anthony Davis up there. Do I really want to focus? Do I really want to rely on that? By the way, Wizards, heads up. Woo! I don't want to say nothing. Wizards, look out! I'm not sure. That would be nice. That would be nice. Okay, Wizards with Kuminga would be very, very nice back. I understand Davis is 6'11". I get it. But there's a lot of things you can do with this kid. Okay, there's a lot of roles he can play. Um, and with Trey, forget about it. Guys, these guys had Trey Young, guys. I mean, just crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna shut the door on this. I mean, I'm kind of stunned. I made the video too long because it's that important. Atlanta has decisions to make, but they gotta think about it this way: who's gonna win me a championship? Okay, not who's had a great season. They put up 20, they put up 15, but what kind, was it an empty 20 points per game? Was it an empty 13, 14 points game? Was it empty plays defensively? Or did this guy make a change in the damn game that people had to focus in on him and you knew you had to play him or you're going to lose the game? That's what Kuminga brought last year in that Knicks series. Okay? People were afraid Atlanta was going to win. It was because, guys, McCollum and Lenny Johnson are dog, but it's because of Kuminga, guys. They thought there was something in them to be able to get over because they had those two. Really think about what they're doing here. I'm going to sign off here. Step back, nation. Trades the law. I'm out of here. Of course. Like, subscribe, share.